Okay, super quick. As quick as I can make it. I bet you they're going to be over 3 minutes long. But we're going to find out in the spirit of the summer solstice what in particular each of the signs needs to do or embrace for their abundance in order to see more abundance in their life. And abundance can take on many different things, many different forms. It can be in the form of not just monetary, but in the form of, friends, family. It can be in the form of freedom. It can be in the form of peace, ease, things coming to you more freely in terms of, ideas and creativity. It can be a lot of different things. We're going to use the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden, as well as an oracle card from the Seed and Sickle Oracle. But we're going to use the Dawn guidebook. There are two different guidebooks that you can use depending on what the intent is of what you're trying to go after here. We're going to have what form of abundance you can look for or embrace most during the year, as well as two things that can support you in getting that from the tarot itself, followed by an oracle card. Okay, so let's get started. There's your introduction. We'll see you at your sign. Okay, Aquarius, I know that you're waiting for your monthly because you're the last sign that hasn't had one in like a while, but we'll do this first and then we'll get you a monthly reading coming up soon. Let's look at your abundance and where you can find abundance moving forward since we're doing the summer solstice here. So let's see for Aquarius. Using the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden. And then we're also going to use a Seed and Sickle Oracle. Okay, Aquarius, where can you find your abundance? And two supporting energies. There we go. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I just don't want to go in. Okay, so first we have the Ten of Swords in the upright. This is pain. This is endings. This is through an ending. This is pain, sickness, abandonment, loss, and grief. This ain't the most painful damn card you ever seen. It might be through embracing the ending, but also through embracing the mourning that comes with it. Because you cannot arrive at truth of the one without going through the death first. There has to be the transformation after the end, right? Like you have to go through the 10 to get to the 1, This is a culmination of gathering all of these swords. All right. First you have the 1, the ace, which is the truth. And then you have the 2, which is the standstill. The 3, which is the heartbreak. The 4, which is the meditation. The 5, the self-deception. The 6, which is, the movement forward and the leaving of things behind. It is a journey. And after that journey, there is, yes, this painful ending. However, at the end of it all, it is also an absolution, right? So you have to embrace it to set yourself free. And so you can find your abundance by embracing the painfulness of the ending and then beginning anew, is one of the books when I first started learning tarot talked about how it's like the breaking of an abscess. It's painful yet necessary in order for there to be a cleansing and a moving forward. Supporting energy for this, we have another 10, so another ending. Although oftentimes when I see cards in the reverse, it's almost as if they take on the meaning of the card before it. This is the 10 of Wands in the reverse. And this is really depicting somebody who normally in the upright is taking on burdens and responsibilities, and they're just at the very end of a journey, lugging all of those wands up the hill. All of their burdens, all of their responsibilities, all of their victories, all of their defeats, everything. All of their ideas are the wands. And so in the reverse, this is almost as if a defensive energy and being tired yet on the verge of victory, and but then dropping the wands as these wands are falling out of the quiver, as opposed to, you know, staying with the guy while he's about to finish his journey. It's almost as if this is the result of giving up, of dropping responsibility and burden, saying I'm too tired to keep going. And you know, that's not necessarily considered a bad thing. It's just being, that's considered a human thing, you know, as long as there's honesty attached to it, right? But let's take a look what else we have here. And then we also have the Two of Cups in the reverse. There is a meeting here of two individuals that has not happened or did not happen. And it's causing great pain, but this great pain is necessary. It will lead to your abundance. This is almost like saying being stood up, the Two of Cups in the reverse. In the upright, this is seen as somebody who meets with somebody for drinks or to break bread. And if it's in the reverse, this is somebody who, you know, is sitting there waiting for somebody to show up and they don't show up. And through the pain of realization that this person is not showing up comes absolution. You know, you have to go through the pain of realization of the grief of abandonment, the grief of loss, in order to absolve yourself of guilt, but also of the self-deception. Think of all of these as the whole journey of swords. So remember when I was talking about the Five of Swords and self-deception, but also then the treachery of the Seven of Swords, and, you know, the Eight of Swords, that self-imposed prison, or God, the Nine of Swords, those, you know, anxious, sleepless nights and nightmares and sickness, right? So this, after the 10, there will be a 1. There will be a new beginning and a realization of deep personal truth, but it comes with this. This is the energy that pushes this into view, you know? So, advice for you, Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do we have? Wow, that was... I thought I had a flipper in here. Let me just make sure before I start talking. Okay. All right. Well, cornflower. This is another person who's gotten cornflower. Okay. 11. Okay. When cornflowers grew more commonly amongst agricultural crops, they were considered weeds by the farmers whose sickles were blunted by their thick stems. But it was a field of these weeds that hid Queen Louise of Prussia and her children when they fled from Berlin, and kept them entertained in their weaving of crowns from their flowers. A situation or idea may seem unimportant, but even weeds can be treasure in disguise. Don't dismiss them. Take the time to find their true value. So it's almost as if there's a lesson here, and, you know, the lesson may be painful, but remember, there's importance in the lesson. There's importance in the pain. There's importance in the ending. The truth is the prize, right? Okay. Oh, there was a fucking flipper. Interesting. Magnolia. We have to take it. Okay. When magnolias bloom, the flowers come out long before the leaves do. This miraculous flowering gives them an advantage over other plants which are still busy putting out their first leaves. But it's only possible as a result of careful preparation the season before that allows them to beat the trend. If you want to be one step ahead of others, it may not be possible immediately. But now is a good time to prepare for the next season and make sure that you have everything you need to be the first to blossom. Okay. All right. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Please, if this made sense or rang true, or you like these little mini reads, give us a thumbs up and we'll continue to do them. All right, we'll see you next. Bye.